So we're here ready to do our new podcast where we interview professionals, businesses, community organizations, and more.
But I thought we were here to interview artists.
Well, yeah, we're going to be interviewing all types of artists, musicians, poets, singers, dancers, painters, whatever your craft is. We welcome you to come to our podcast and tell us who you are, locally and abroad.
Or is it more about relationships and why those in love wear matching outfits?
Well, to each his own when it comes to outfits. We like to dress alike, of course. And it does matter how we look both individually and as a couple. We represent each other, right?
Right. So, since you said that, shouldn't this really be about beauty?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to share some of my beauty tips, of course. I mean, that's what I do. Oh, yes, darling, because you do know that I am a Mary Kay consultant, and I've got to let them in on some of my secrets. Anyway, you know, because when you look good, you feel good.
Speaking of look good, feel good, that reminds me that this is more about the vegan, plant-based lifestyle, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Plant-based living saved my life. Fighting diabetes, you know, changing my lifestyle to the vegan lifestyle has really improved my health. And so we're going to show everybody how to eat right, tasty dishes that are good for you, and have some guests who can help us with those culinary arts.
That's what's up. So what about the reflections and encouragement of the day? Isn't that what it's really about?
I think at the end of the day, people are going to want to know, what is ChynaGroove? I'm ChynaDoll.
I'm DGroove.
And together, we are ChynaGroove. So we're here ready to do our new podcast where we interview professionals, businesses, community organizations, and more.
But I thought we were here to interview artists.
Well, yeah, we're going to be interviewing all types of artists, musicians, poets, singers, dancers, painters, whatever your craft is. We welcome you to come to our podcast and tell us who you are, locally and abroad.
Or is it more about relationships and why those in love wear matching outfits?
Well, to each his own when it comes to outfits. We like to dress alike, of course. And it does matter how we look both individually and as a couple. We represent each other, right?
Right. So, since you said that, shouldn't this really be about beauty?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to share some of my beauty tips, of course. Oh, yes, darling, because you do know that I am a Mary Kay consultant, and I've got to let them in on some of my secrets. Anyway, you know, because when you look good,
Speaking of beauty, that reminds me that this is more about the vegan, plant-based lifestyle, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Plant-based living saved my life. Fighting diabetes, you know, changing my lifestyle to the vegan lifestyle has really improved my health. And so we're going to show everybody how to eat right, tasty dishes that are good for you, and have some guests who can help us with those culinary arts.
That's what's up. So, what about the reflections and encouragement of the day? Isn't that what it's really about?
I think at the end of the day, people are going to want to know, what is ChynaGroove? I'm ChynaDoll.
I'm DGroove.
And together, we are ChynaGroove. So we're here ready to do our new podcast where we interview professionals, businesses, community organizations, and more.
But I thought we were here to interview artists.
Well, yeah, we're going to be interviewing all types of artists, musicians, poets, singers, dancers, painters, whatever your craft is. We welcome you to come to our podcast and tell us who you are, locally and abroad.
Or is it more about relationships and why those in love wear matching outfits?
Well, to each his own when it comes to outfits. We like to dress alike, of course. And it does matter how we look both individually and as a couple. We represent each other, right?
Right. So, since you said that, shouldn't this really be about beauty?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to share some of my beauty tips, of course. I mean, that's what I do. Oh, yes, darling, because you do know that I am a Mary Kay consultant, and I've got to let them in on some of my secrets. Anyway, because when you look good, you feel good.
Speaking of look good, feel good, that reminds me that this is more about the vegan, plant-based lifestyle, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Plant-based living saved my life. Fighting diabetes, changing my lifestyle to the vegan lifestyle has really, really improved my health. And so we're going to show everybody how to eat right, tasty dishes that are good for you, and have some guests who can help us with those culinary arts.
That's what's up. So
we in the house.
What's good? Hey. Welcome to episode number 2 of the ChynaGroove podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
We in the house. We in the house. We in the house. We in the house. We in the house.
Sorry if you nod your head. It's up.
We in the house. We in the house. We in the house.
We got my man Joe Foster coming up in a little while. He's sitting in the green room. I can see him nodding his head now.
Peace, Joe.
Once again, welcome on another Saturday evening. And of course, she is the fabulous ChynaDoll.
And he is the luxurious DGroove. And together we are ChynaGroove.
That's right. We come to you each and every Saturday. We like to think we bring some important topics, some topics that you need to hear, but we also like to entertain you. Entertainment is great. Edutainment. KRS-One is the king of edutainment. Mm-hmm. So we like to give you some education with some entertainment.
Yes.
And to that note, let's roll right into the artist spotlight. Can we do that?
Let's go.
Can we do that? I mean, I guess we kind of already did it, because sitting right here in the studio, we have the one, the only, Mr. Issac Da Greatest, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Give it up, Issac. Give it up.
Thank y'all for having me, though.
Hey, no, thank you for coming on in. Appreciate it. Especially on a rainy night like tonight. You made it through the weather.
Oh, yeah.
You're sitting here. So that must mean you have some fire music to talk about.
Oh, yes. It's going crazy right now.
It is? Okay.
It's going crazy. Especially the song that I dropped called Going Crazy. Like that song, everybody's dancing to it now.
Before you get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? All those good things. Who inspired you? Tell us about Issac Da Greatest.
Oh yeah. Me, one thing about me, I'm a singer, a songwriter, an artist, and a producer. So I love, I do all types of music, like from hip hop to R&B to soul. That's my lane right there. It's the soul music and hip hop. So I feel like that I'm really slowly bringing that real music back and want people to be inspired. Not only the older generation, but the younger generation also.
I like what he said. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Yeah.
He wants to bring that real music back.
So,
that's worthy of repeating. Say that one more time.
I want to bring that real music back for sure.
Now, when you say real music, I know what you're referring to. Tell the people what you're talking about and how you mean that.
What I mean by real music is that everything there's a sound, without no computers, no throw beats on nothing.
Talk about
We got drums, we got the keyboard players playing the keyboard, you got guitars. That's real music. That's the real sound that we want. You know what I'm saying? And you know, me as a producer that produces for like so many artists and stuff like that, and you know, make beats and stuff like that, I was like, what if I can turn around and have that old sound of how R&B and soul music sounds like, and bring it to and add my new sound, add to my new sound. You know what I'm saying? Add to the new sound of this generation.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by that, because how I see things going right now, it's a lot of crazy things going on in this world, and people need that type of love and affection to the music, and we don't have that type of music no more, because it ain't about love no more. Nowadays it's about twerking and money and all that crazy stuff, man.
You're telling the truth.
And that's what's going on with this generation, because it's like I look at my generation like, really, is this the type of music you gonna rock with the whole time?
Now notice what he said. He looks at his generation. This is his generation. But this brother right here looks back at the way music was and appreciates it and makes it new again. Am I correct with that?
You're right.
See, that's what's up. And that's what's missing from music across the board these days is folks think that just because it's old school, quote unquote, it's not cool. But you have to study what came before you in order for you to build upon that and make it yours for the future. It doesn't mean you have to mimic it. It doesn't mean you have to go back to that old school and do it exactly that way, but study it, learn from it, and then incorporate it into what you do today. And I love that about your sound, because, you know, listening to your songs, sometimes I say, okay, this brother, he's got like a Afro beats type sound to him, but then
you switch it up.
Then you switch it up. That's what I'm thinking, man. You switch it up and you come with something different. So you can see and you can hear that progression in your music as far as what you're saying is.
Right.
You don't want to be pigeonholed into the bad and fall into the trap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to say it. I had to say it.
Yeah,
Gotta say it. So
personally, when I heard your music, I first heard your music, I said this young man has an old soul. How old are you actually?
I'm 27, but next month I'm about 28.
Oh, happy birthday, almost birthday. And where are you from?
I'm from Sanford, North Carolina.
Oh, right here in Sanford. Okay, that's what's up. So when you talk about artists, is there any artists that you're working with right now as a producer?
Right now I'm working with King Playboy L right now. So me and we just work on like a couple of projects together and stuff like that. And we got more music coming soon.
Shout out
stuff
to
like that.
Shout out to the King Playboy.
King Playboy.
Okay, that's what's up. We got to send us some music.
And recently I just got through working with Don Pedro.
Oh yeah.
It's a new sound, so he came in.
Soon. Got it on the show. So.
Oh yeah,
that's a good segue, because I know everybody else is wondering who this gentleman is sitting right across here. This is the one, the only Harry Norman of the House of Perjahnae. We're gonna get into him and talk to him a little bit more later about why he is here. But I'm just wondering, Perry, what's your thoughts on music, and like you said, with Don Pedro and the collaboration? Because I heard you talking earlier about the song that they did, so I know you know.
Well, I won't let the cat out the bag, and but it's a fire song. I hope that y'all hear it. It's a good song. It's one of those
mentorship. We may as well go into the interview segment and go ahead and interview. The people need to know who you are. Those who don't know, we would like to introduce to some and say hello again to those who know you, our big brother, our mentor, Perry Norman.
Yes. I'm from right here, Montclair, North Carolina. Born and raised in Montclair, got my start in Raleigh at Shaw University. Go Bears! But it's just what I do. Fashion. Fashion is what I do. There's no show, big or small. We do them all. So it's just what we do. It's just fashion shows.
And actually, I met Isaac through you because Isaac was one of the models that you were mentoring.
Yeah,
We didn't even know he could sing. We just knew him as a
a
model.
model. Yeah,
And he has a fan too.
Oh yeah.
Carla McClain Judd said, Isaac, you are the greatest.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know that didn't want to
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama.
That's what's up.
Thank you, Mama.
give
Thank
it up
you.
for the momagers out here, making sure that their sons stay safe in this
Yeah.
industry and
Yes.
don't get taken advantage of. Shout out to Carla. Sister Carla
Yeah,
is
thank you, Mama.
always on it. She's on it. She's like, y'all talk to me.
And did you
Right.
did you peep that just now?
Thank you, Mom.
thank you, Mom.
No, he looked right into the camera too. Like she was right here in the
I
room.
know she see it right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you, Mama.
Sing it to her. Sing it to her.
Wait a minute.
Put it on the
You know
flag.
what? I rarely do this, but let's go ahead and let's go to the green room. There's moms right there.
So,
We're going
Mom.
to the green room.
Shout out to Sister Carla.
So since you can hear us, Mom, how do you feel about Isaac and the path that he is going on in his career? What's your thoughts on it?
Repeat that again.
What's your thoughts on Isaac and the path that he is going on his career right now? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm really excited about it. God is really doing a new thing in Isaac. He's really maturing Isaac, giving Isaac the discernment of who's for him, who's not, what type of music to put out there, and what type of music not to. So I'm really excited, and God has really opened up a lot of doors for him to step into, but we have to make sure that they're the right doors for him. But I'm super proud. Super proud.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, thank you. I know we kind of surprised you and caught you a little bit off guard, but I just figured since he's talking about Mama, we had to show him everybody Mama. Okay. We'll get back with you later. All right. So that was a nice little pleasant surprise.
Right.
I hope I didn't put anybody on the spot. As you were saying, Perry, so you,
Yes.
like I said, you know how this brother performs. I know
Yeah.
he did one of the shows that we did on stage, and Don Pedro did as well. So, what's your thoughts?
He's awesome. He's awesome. That's all I can say. He's awesome.
Well, you heard it from more than one person. So now what you need to do is listen for yourself
Mm-hmm.
to something that he sent us. I think this one's called what? Back to You.
Back to you.
Yeah. So we're gonna play this.
It just dropped like yesterday. So y'all go listen to it.
Where can they listen to it?
They can listen to all platforms on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, anywhere. It's all on platform. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gonna run the streams up. Yeah, man. Make it a song for y'all, man.
And if you look at the scroll going across the bottom of the screen, we have his information, where you can find his music on all of those platforms, the name to find it under. But you know what? I'm gonna get back to this. Back to you.
Think about you all the time. Every time I wake up, you was on my mind. You don't know how much I wanna see you. Every time that we talk, you always keep it true. I think about the time that I made you smile. We ever hung out in a minute for a while. I would do anything for you, baby. For you, always ever mine. I wanna take you anywhere that you dream of. All you ever showed me was nothing but love. I promise I'll give you the world. You my boo, you my good one, girl. All the time I think about you, all I ever want is you. And every time I leave, I keep on running back to you. All the time I think about you, all I ever want is you. And every time I leave, I keep on running back to you.
All right. Hey, that's a nice flow on that. I like that. So let me guess, you produced that too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That has a distinctive acoustic vibe to it. I'm feeling that. So sometimes, and I know the wife is going to say something smart on this thing, but sometimes productions can be a little overdone. Which she accuses me of, right?
Think about you all the time.
You know I
Every
produce.
time I wake up, you was on
And I
my
would be
mind. You
honored
don't
to
know
produce
how
something
much I
for you.
wanna see you. Every
But,
time that
you
we
know,
talk, you
this
always
is,
keep it true. I think about the time.
it's nice and simple.
Mhm.
It's nice and laid back. It's nice and musical.
Let's take all phones on silent. It's all good. We didn't give a disclaimer. Oh, that's that. That's that thing.
Yeah.
Hold up, you gotta show
You know,
people. It stopped, but there is a piece of vintage artwork.
that was
A
this
music
making
box.
that sound, and that was kind of interesting.
It's
It started all on its own.
It's random.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was somebody else's phone.
Alrighty then.
You can't
The
make
blood of
this stuff up.
Jesus.
Anyhow, so that was Issac Da Greatest.
Y'all give
Back
it up for
to you. Give it up for Isaac. Give it up. I'm definitely feeling it. So, you know, you said you just dropped that yesterday, right?
Yesterday, around 12 a.m. That's what time I dropped it.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So that's what we like to call the artist spotlight. So y'all be sure y'all check out Issac Da Greatest official on all platforms, on IG, on YouTube, Apple Music, and hear his new music and some of his old cuts.
Once again, Issac Da Greatest, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Issac Da Greatest. And we're going to be back with more interviews, intergrooves as well, coming up very short. All right. Welcome back to the ChynaGroove podcast, ladies and gentlemen. How about that, Issac Da Greatest? Deserved his name. Definitely. Go ahead and introduce our next guest.
So you know I'm all heavy up in here because this is my house. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's ChynaGroove podcast, I really love to showcase beauty and fashion and talk to individuals who are in this field with us. We've already introduced the luxurious Prairie Woman, but we have another guest in the studio that you have got to know about. My sister girl, my home girl, my stylist. I got this lovely hat from her. She's a retailer. She is just everything. She's a professional. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself, but introducing to some and reminding those who know her who she is. Miss Miranda McCray, the Bypass Fashionista, is in the house.
Yes.
Give it up, y'all.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for premiering me on your show. It is a pleasure. I am humbled. You know, when we first met, I was like, ooh, I like her.
Energy.
It was all about energy. A little bit about myself. I'm originally from New Haven, Connecticut, Elm City. I have loved fashion since the beginning of time. Let me just tell you a little bit about my business first. The name is the Bypass Fashionista because 15 years ago, I decided to have a gastric bypass. And so I used to be 350 pounds.
Work.
And so I put in that work. It's work. It's not easy. And so later on down the years, I decided, you know what? I need to speak to the women. Big, medium, small, back to medium, back to big. I need to speak to them. I've always had a love for fashion. I've always put clothes together, whether I was 350 pounds or 185 pounds. I always made it work. And so the basis of my business is to have women feel beautiful. Like, you need to feel beautiful about yourself on a dime, because I don't spend a lot. So let me just give a
Joyner just said, okay, love, yes.
Yes, yes. And I'm always honest. A part of my business as well is also motivational speaking. So it's not just about the fedora hats and the pocketbooks and the shades and the shoes. It's more so about a being and just from inside instilling that love in each other and saying, you know what, sis, you look good. It doesn't matter what age you are, you know, what you have, if you're rich, if you're poor, you can still look good. My basis, again, is to instill just power in women. Because without us, there would be nothing else. Like, we are life, you know? And so my business speaks to those that don't have a voice. My business speaks to those who want to say something and don't know how to say it. And so I have I'm trying. No, I'm not going to say I'm trying. I am building an empire.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm building an empire.
That's
what I'm doing. So
I'm glad that
Building an empire.
building an empire.
she sure did, and she is rocking them today, y'all. She is rocking the earrings.
The rainbow door knob.
I took it back. I took it back.
I went in, and this lovely hat that I can't wear over headphones, I got also from the Bypass Fashionista.
Yes, yes.
Give it up.
Yes.
Actually, that was purchased the very first day that we met her, and I was out. Camille was backstage doing makeup and hair and everything for everyone, and I strolled by, and as soon as I saw that booth, and especially that hat, as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get it for her. And you know, your business acumen and all that was on point. The merchandise that you had was definitely sharp. So I mean, that hat.
Right? It's fire, right?
It is.
So this is not even expensive, and I've never been rich. I aspire to be rich, but while I'm aspiring, I need to create affordable options for us.
Yes.
You know, without breaking the bank. You know, I am here to show people what they can do. This simple hat can be worn with a simple black outfit. Some black shoes. The hat says everything.
It's bad.
And Unsocially Loud podcast says yes, Miranda.
Yes.
Like, Fashionista is where it's at.
It's
Yes,
where
indeed.
it's at. I appreciate it.
Sounds like a happy customer, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My people have been so supportive of me. I'm the type of person that will call you up and be like, hey, I want to do this, this, and this. I don't have a plan from Adam, but it's going to get done.
It's going to get done.
This business just came overnight. God said to me, you have a mouth, and everyone's always told me you have a mouth. I have a big mouth. Everybody who knows me knows that I do. But that gift needs to be shared with the world, and you need to be sent to empower women, not to talk about them, not to have them feeling some type of way. Speak life into people. And an outfit can make you speak life. A hat has you feeling like you're somebody else. It's the little things for me.
Indeed.
Always humble.
and it sounds like you're up on something that is my pet peeve whenever I'm going to a business, and that's customer service.
Absolutely.
In this day and age, customer service seems to be like they feel like you owe them,
right,
not the other way around.
Right.
And I don't like that attitude and that approach to customer service. And I can vouch from my experience. Your customer service is like,
oh, thank you.
It's up here.
Thank you.
It's personable. It's polite. You don't force anything. I wanted to buy that hat. I was going to buy it, but you let me decide that. You didn't force that on. You explained what you had. You showed what you had. Asked if I needed any help. Left me alone.
And she was rocking her own merchandise.
And
yes,
that part too.
Yes, absolutely.
Sales piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I've been told, oh, you're extra, you're too much. And for years, I compartmentalized that person. Okay. Until one day I was just like, you know what? I am too much, but that's okay. Because this is how God created me. And I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to speak to those that can't speak or be a voice for those that cannot speak. And I'm going to start talking and I'm going to be real. A lot of times there's so much focus on BBLs, fake this, fake that. I'm not fake. I've never been fake. I don't claim to be fake. I said, look, I had a gastric bypass and I'm proud of it. And it was not easy. And every day is a struggle.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Because,
okay.
My husband and I are plant-based, and we don't push it off on everybody else. But I'm sure there are some tips that you could give to those who are on a healthy weight loss journey, whether they get their surgeries or not.
Yes.
What are some tips that you can give to some of our guests to help with starting out with those little tiny portions?
Well, for me, and I'm going to be totally real, because as African Americans, we don't discuss this either. Get a therapist. Get a therapist. Have the therapist help you walk that walk, because what we don't realize is that everyone's addicted to something. We're addicted to money, jewelry, cars, clothes, women, whatever it might be. It's about your addiction and controlling that addiction. So when I realized that I was addicted to food, meaning I'm eating when I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm depressed, melancholy, whatever it is, I need to hone in on that. And so along with my gastric bypass, I also got a therapist, because when I'm looking at the exterior, I look totally different. I don't know who I am anymore. At that time, I was married, and I'm just like, okay, who is this new body, this new person? You're getting attention from people that never talked to you before, like some Mike Jones. Now I'm hot, you want to be on me type of thing, And it's a lot when you're dealing with that. And so I got a therapist. As African Americans, I think we should. That will walk you through your journey, admitting that you need help. That's the first thing. But what I do is I drink a lot of water, and I mind my business, but I drink a lot of water too.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yes,
I agree.
And get a partner. If you find someone that you can confide in and say, girl, this piece of cake is right here. I don't know what to do. This man done pissed me off. Get a partner to where you can talk and they can walk you through that journey, because it's a journey. It's not just boom, I look good. Like, it takes work. So,
I mean, we look good before. We look good.
We did. We did.
Yes, indeed. So that is very awesome. I'm glad you mentioned mental health.
Yes.
Because it's all a part of recovery.
Yes.
Whatever you started out with there, it had to be a trauma that started the whole journey of addiction to food, money, gambling, working too much,
yes,
being busy.
Yes.
Look at this segue. Joe Foster. Shouts
Yes.
out to Joe Foster.
Hey,
Says,
Joe.
loving the jewels that you are dropping. Bypass fashion.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
you know what? Speaking of Joe Foster, let's go ahead and get Joe Foster in on this conversation.
Okay,
Joe
Joe.
Foster is coming to the studio. What's up? Look at him laid back, chill.
Brother
No
Joe.
doubt.
Hey, Joe.
What's good,
Hey,
Joe?
how's everybody? How y'all feeling
Good,
tonight?
good.
Good.
We
Can't
are
complain.
doing well.
Yeah, I just
So
like to
I'm
say,
gonna make this segue make sense. I'm gonna make it make sense. Watch how I tie this together.
Do it, baby.
Okay.
Do it.
So we got the bypass fashionista sitting next to us, right? And let's say we're getting ready to go on a cruise. So, you got to go to a travel agent and you got to find somebody to book that cruise first, right?
Because traveling is therapy.
Because traveling
Yes,
is
it
therapy
is.
as well.
yep, that's right.
So if you're going to be going on a cruise, what you're going to do is you're going to call my man Joe Foster up and you're going to get with him because Joe Foster is the owner of Live Your Bucket Travel. Excuse me. Live Your Bucket List Travel.
Yes.
See how I'm tying this together? See
Yes,
what I'm
Joe.
doing? See what I'm
See
doing?
the outfit?
And then when you get booked with Joe, now you got to get your wardrobe together. So make sure you're looking good on this cruise. So that's when you
Absolutely.
stop by the bypass fashionista to pick up your clothes, get your hat so you can look good in the sun, get your
Yes.
outfits for when you're strolling down the beach,
Right.
and then you get with Joe again to make sure that you got all the particulars together. Right, Joe? Am I right?
You got it, man. You got it. Yes, sir. Tickets, hotel.
So how'd you like
whatever it
that,
is
Joe?
you
How
buy.
are you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I am awesome. I just like to say thank you all for having me on tonight. I feel honored and blessed to be here. So thank you.
No, we thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. So as I said, you do travel. Give us a little rundown
I do,
on what
that's
you
correct.
do. Give us a little rundown.
So basically, in essence, I help people to plan travel. I provide those type of services, no matter how big or small the request is. If you wanted to book a hotel across the street from where you are for the night, I can help you with that. Or if you wanted to plan a destination wedding for 100 people in the Dominican Republic, I can handle that as well. And any and all travel planning requests in between. So that's what I do.
And it's funny. I wish you could see this man's social media pages. Every time I look up, he is someplace other than where he lives at. Every time. So tell me about some of the places you've been, Brother Joe.
Oh, wow. I would say some of my most notable trips are Italy, Dominican Republic. Just got back from Curacao about 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Wow.
Okay.
British Virgin Islands, Bahamas, and basically all over the country, domestically. So, seeing quite a
And
few
that was
places,
all.
and
And
I'm
that was
very-
all within the last week, wasn't
not quite, but I try to do things one day at a time, Derek. One things at a time, one
I
day at
hear
a
you.
time.
I
You know.
Brother Joe, where have you not been on your bucket list yet that you desire to go?
Actually, I have 3 main destinations on my bucket list, and they're not in any particular order. One is Australia, 2 is Croatia, and 3 is Hawaii.
Yes.
So,
Wait, Croatia.
Lord willing, I'll get there.
Croatia. You normally don't hear that on somebody's list of places that you really want to go. So
Are
why?
you coming back from
I'm curious. Yeah, why Croatia?
Why Croatia? I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones, and a lot of the scenes were shot in Croatia, particularly Dubrovnik, which is capital city, and then and honestly, it's a very close proximity to Italy. So if you went to Venice, you could actually catch a ferry and go to Croatia, go through Croatia, and then also I would take a quick trip to Serbia to visit the Tesla Museum, Nikola Tesla.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
quick trip
selling,
to
he's selling, y'all.
there.
He's selling.
Yeah.
So,
Just to give you some background on who Tesla is, it's not just the electric cars that are on the street right now. This guy basically invented a lot of technologies that we use today, and life as we know it would not exist without his contribution. So I would love
And
to
it
kind of
has
go to that
absolutely
museum.
nothing whatsoever to do with that guy who owns it now.
Absolutely, that is
Everybody
correct.
gets
Absolutely
confused.
not.
I just want to make sure we throw that out. He is not a Tesla. His last name is not Tesla. He,
Absolutely
he
not.
has a lot of money and he just scooped in and bought the company. That's it.
Exactly.
I
And the
have a
name.
question
That's right.
for Brother Joe.
We got a question from our guest.
I have a question. So recently, a lot of us have been flocking to Dubai. And because I'm I guess a passive aggressive misfit, I have a question. Like, I feel like if I go to Dubai, I'm not going to leave there because my arm might be out, my leg might be out, I might dance, I might chew gum. Like, the rules in Dubai are insane. And so I want to travel there, but I'm too cute to be in jail. Like, I can't do the jail thing. Like,
Or human traffic.
right? Are you a girl? So, what are your tips for us traveling there? Because I'm noticing now that that's a hot spot for us.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not so much into the quote unquote hot spot discussion, as a broad general thing, because today in this day and age, vacations have become very individualized, very tailored to the person that's taking the vacation, right? So what I like to do when I plan a vacation with someone is to find out, who they are a little bit. What types of things do you like to do when you're on vacation? What things make you the happiest? What are some of those things on your quote unquote bucket list that you would like to do if you go somewhere? And then based upon the responses that I get from you, try to give you suggestions for destinations, what time of year you should go, how long you should stay, those sorts of things. Because although Dubai is the quote unquote hot spot, it's not for everybody, like you said.
Right.
So, but obviously if you want to go to Dubai, I would do that research and to find out, hey, these are the things you should do. These are the things you should not do, so that you have wonderful memories of the vacation instead of nightmares. So,
right.
Yeah.
Very, very well said. Very well
I
said.
like that. And it's personalized. So your vacation be personalized. So we can send you somewhere that you're not going to come back from.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
We know a guy.
And Derek was talking about customer service earlier, and that's kind of my main focus, when I go into travel planning. I like to plan vacations as though I'm accompanying my client. So, if I wouldn't do certain things in a destination or I wouldn't, stay at a certain resort, I would not recommend that for my client, right? Unless my client insisted on doing those things. So that's kind of how I go about it. And I want to make sure that when my customer comes back on vacation, they're saying to themselves, wow, that was a great vacation. Because if they don't, then I don't feel like I served them the best way that I could. So.
Gotcha. I like that. So like you say, it's more of a tailored, personal approach that you take. So you kind of put yourself in their shoes and act as if you're right there along with them.
Exactly.
I like that approach, and it shows. And like I said, I should have surprised you and taken some of the photos off your Facebook page and shown some of your folks. Just how much fun you have wherever you go, and it shows. What you just mentioned. It shows because you're experiencing these places for a reason. It's not just because you want to go there, but you're going there so that way you can tell folks, hey, this is what I experienced when I went there. So why don't you try this? You're not forcing them to. You're speaking from a place of knowledge because you've been there firsthand, and I'm sure that's got to be much appreciated. So. On that note, how much return business do you get? Do you see a large part of your business being return business?
Not so much at present, but I'm working on that. I've got some things I'm going to put in place to try to, I guess, build more of a, I'll say, return business type of model, as you say.
Okay.
So again, as Miranda said, I'm building an empire. So. That's part of the step.
Yes.
To try to
Let's
make sure
build
that
together, brother.
Exactly.
And,
Make sure that people when they travel with me, they come back.
I didn't want to jump from subject to subject, but there was one topic that we wanted to talk about since we had Perry still here with us. I didn't want to forget about causes. There are some causes, like you are very dead set on representing recovery as a professional and in every area of recovery. And that can tie into the therapy of traveling and living your bucket list through travel. But there is a specific cause that is very sensitive, and if Perry's okay with talking about it, there is a cause that is going on that kind of gets swept under the rug after it's over, and it is gun violence. I know this is a big segue, but we wanted to talk about that on this show while we have Perry here. I'm sure all of us have had a family member, a neighbor, or have heard stories in the news about gun violence. So Perry and I started a campaign with one of our shows called E2, and its models against walking against to end gun violence.
Yeah, bring awareness.
Bring awareness to it. And so it is E2 stands for Enough is Enough. Perry, can you tell us somewhat about that as well?
It's basically after I lost my cousin, we were saying enough is enough. What are we gonna do to stop the gun violence? I mean, I'm sure you can name a person that died from gun violence. And it's terrible. I mean, it's like every time you turn the news on, somebody is dying from gun violence. It's becoming like an everyday thing. And we have to come together as a community, as a generation, basically, and bring a stop to it. And continue talking about it. People, they talk about it until the trial is over. They talk about it when the person is gone, but we got to keep talking about it so that people will know that enough is enough. It's time out for us picking up guns, killing one another. Because basically that's what it is. We're killing one another. We're killing generations at a time. If you can watch the news 7 days a week, there's at least one or two, maybe 3 or 4